to say. Before we start today, my producer Carla's told me I have to remember to ask you all to please subscribe to all our different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, because we need you. We need you to be part of what we're doing in order to grow our community and to hopefully do some things to help everybody in the community with a disability. Also, you might notice we've got our new logo. We've been chopping and changing a bit, but I think this is the one we're going to be sticking with. And thank you to Paul for that logo. We'll see if you like it. Let us know by emailing us at admin@accessibleglobe.tv if you can. Today's 5-minute reflection is on a word that you're not supposed to use anymore. It's called normal. And it's called my new normal. So I'm going to trust you all to interpret normal in the way that I mean it. And I'm going to be talking specifically about how it's affected me and other people, hopefully, with the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme in Australia. When I first was accepted as a participant in the National Disability Insurance Scheme, I was told that the aim of the scheme was to give people with disabilities a normal life, whatever, interpret that. And I thought, well, that sounds good and terrific. And my initial reaction to being part of the NDIS was very grateful and very pleased to be a part of it. I still am grateful and I am still pleased. And it was a sense of not knowing what to expect. At the beginning of that plan, and while we were formulating it, I was asked to put forward some ideas of what I would like to achieve in my life. And of course the main one was, apart from world peace, but I'm not a beauty pageant person, was to do this media stuff for Accessible Globe TV. And the other one was to do some work with assistance dogs. And I sort of listed these aims, not really expecting to be able to do much with them and not really understanding how the NDIS was formulated to hopefully work. So I put them down and then I thought, yes, we'll start them. And of course the barriers to these aims were mostly twofold. The first one was monetary, of course, and they do give you some support money-wise to achieve these goals. But also, and perhaps more importantly, was the fact that you didn't have the ability, or for me, I didn't have the ability to do these things on my own. So I needed some assistance. I needed some people that might come and help with the training of the dogs or the washing of the dogs or filming my TV or carting some things around to set up for interviews, all sorts of things. And thanks to the NDIS program, I now can get some assistance for that. And that makes the fulfillment of these aims a lot more possible. And this was a great thing. And I probably didn't expect it. And I thought, wow, I'm very grateful, and this is as good as it gets. The other day, I had my first meeting with my support coordinator. And as I understand it, the support coordinator, one of their jobs is to link me up with people that can help me in my life, make my life easier, and to help me achieve these goals. And she said to me, if I can link you up with the right people to help you, we can help you achieve these goals. Now, I'm trying not to waffle on too much, but get across that I didn't really understand what a difference this could make. So I thought, well, it would help me achieve these goals, but I was feeling a fair amount of guilt at spending the funding on these things. I was feeling uneasy about employing someone to help me or employing someone to help with the dogs or even setting up the studios and all that sort of thing. I just was really struggling with that. And my support coordinator said, well, this is what it is to live a normal existence. And she said, I'm looking at my notes here, she said, to achieve these goals as anyone else would, you need this assistance. She said, this is normal as such. And that is probably when I realized that what other people see as normal, I was not seeing as normal. My definition of normal had changed. I'd allowed myself to think none of these things were possible, so therefore I'd blanked them out of my world, blanked them out of my existence, and didn't even think of them as achievable. So my normal was not what she was saying was that of the regular person's normal life. And then I thought, well, if that's true, maybe I can spend some of these funds, and maybe if I do, I can actually achieve some goals that I could have achieved if I didn't have this mobility impairment or this disability. And that, after all, is the aim of the National Disability Insurance Scheme. So I guess the idea of this little blurb is to encourage people who are on the National Disability Insurance Scheme to embrace the scheme and to think about what it can do for you, what it can do for them, and how it can change their life, and perhaps to not go through the feelings of guilt that I did of like I'm wasting money, or I'm wasting taxpayers' money, or whatever, or I don't deserve this, and say, look, this is really the aim of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, to allow me to live the same life as everybody else. And by getting these supports in the community and within the work environment, all of a sudden I'm excited. I'm really excited about what I can achieve and all the things that I could do that I'd probably somewhat given up on doing. So it's called, for me, it's called my new normal. And I hope other people out there can get a new normal for themselves as well. As I said, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't hit the big one yet, Carl. I'm not finished. Because he's fast on those buttons. During this week, we're going to do 3 other programs. We're going to look at some of the roles, because I think the roles of people in the National Disability Insurance Scheme are somewhat fuzzy sometimes. The definition of them is a bit fuzzy. We'll be talking to an LAC, a local area coordinator, and we'll be asking how they see their role, what their role is. We'll be talking to a support coordinator, which are much harder to get, and what their role is. And trust me, I didn't think I needed a support coordinator until I had one, and it was that lady who showed me that with the right contacts I could do an awful lot more. So very, very helpful for me. And we'll also be talking to an occupational therapist, an OT, to talk about their role. That's our aims for next week on The Spin and 5-Minute Reflections. So thank you for listening today. And don't forget, Carl, you can push that button now. Subscribe to all our stuff. Hope we like the new logo. Here's a look at the old one, just in case you've forgotten. I think he's going for the button. He's looking for it. There it is. Thank you very much. See you next week on The Spin.